Hello and welcome to the channel. In today's episode, I am going to be taking some of these onions and turning them into roasted onion stock. And if you'd like to see how I do that, stay tuned. Before I get started in the kitchen, I always start out with freshly cleaned hands. So I've just washed my hands and I'm going to get started. I'm going to be taking off the root end and the blossom end as well as the skin of my onions. I don't use either one when I'm making stock or whenever I'm cooking an onion, because if you see here, there's always lots of growth, dirt, what appears to be mold, and I'm just not willing to start anything that I cook when I use a fresh onion with anything that looks like that. So I'm going to take these off. Now you've seen me cut onions before, so I'm going to do this for those who are watching my video, and you've never seen me do it before. But I'm not going to go through all of these onions. I'm only going to show you once. Now what I like to do is I like to take the skin and the first layer of onion just in case there is something on that onion flesh that I don't want. You see that? I don't want that in what I am making. So that has to come off. I have my bowl over to the side that I'm going to use for compost, and I'm going to cut that out. I don't want any ugly blemishes on my onion, just like so. And I'm going to give my onion just a little rinse just to make sure I didn't transfer any dirt from off the skins of this onion. So now let me get these onions prepared and I'll be right back. Now that I've peeled and cut in half these 10 pounds of onions, now it's time to get them ready to be roasted. I have decided, instead of roasting my onions in the oven, I am going to take the quick route and I am going to use the roast function on my instant vortex oven. I'm not going to use all the 10-pound bag for making stock. I have several purposes I'm going to be using those onions for, so I'm only going to put just enough in here for the first project I'm working on today. So let's get the onions in the vortex oven and get them roasted. I have a number of projects that I'm working on today, so there's a lot going on in the kitchen. Now I'm just gonna load this up with the cut side up, just like so. And I don't need, as I mentioned, all of these onions. So I'm not going to put them all in here. That was 6 slices. And I'm going to see if I can put some slices up here. I don't think I'm going to be able to. They might be a little bit too close to the roasting element, but I'm going to give it a shot and see how it works. If it doesn't work, then I know I can't use it with it being this close. Let's see if I can get 6 up here. I hope you all can see. There we go. I'm actually going to take this one out. Use a couple smaller ones. Let's see. Let's find some smaller ones and see if I can swap them out. When it doesn't work for you the first time around, try it a different way, family. So I'm going to take this out and use a few of these smaller ones. Now, I don't usually use aluminum foil, but I'm going to use aluminum foil today just in case these onions drip or lose some of their liquid. So there we go. I'm trying to hold the bowl with one hand. Not altogether successful here, but we're going to work it out. All right, so see, look at there. Let's try this again. Take that one out. That's what I get for trying to do this with one hand. Sometimes you need two. I have this huge bowl that I'm trying to hold. And so this is an ordeal. And do I have another small one? Let's see. Let's see how that goes. And let's start roasting. Now that I have the onions inside of the Instant Vortex oven, I'm going to hit the roast button. It's going to cook at 375. Let's see, how much time do I want? I'm going to start out with 10 minutes and see what it looks like on 10. If I need more time, then I will add more time. Then I hit start. And now we wait. It's been 10 minutes, the timer has gone off, but I do not feel that these onions are completely ready. The ones on the top are a little brown. I'm okay with that. I did note that they would be close to the heating element, so I'm going to swap them and start the timer again. The onion shells have been swapped. I'm going to start the timer again for another 10 minutes. The additional 10 minutes have just ended, and it is nice and brown. Let me get a fork. The onions are tender. So now I'm going to go to the next step. So let's do that. Now that the onions are done in the Instant Vortex oven, they are now going to go into the Instant Pot. As you can see, I've already put them in the Instant Pot. Now it's time to season and add my liquid. How I'm going to season today is I'm going to use a bay leaf. This one's pretty small, so I'm going to use two. Well, that one's pretty big, so I'm only going to use one. Nope, I'm going to put two. Why not? I'm going to use some turmeric powder. And I'm not measuring, I'm just putting in what I think I need. I'm going to add some garlic powder. Again, not measuring, just eyeballing, dumping it in. Last but certainly not least, I'm going to put in some fresh cracked pepper. In my pepper mill, I have mustard seed and coriander seed, along with black pepper corns. So I'm going to just crack as much as I like. Since I put a significant amount of turmeric in there, I want to make sure I get enough black pepper in there, because the turmeric and the black pepper work together in conjunction to make sure that if you happen to have any inflammation, that's how it's activated. That turmeric is activated by the curcumin and the pepper. I think I said that right. I'm going to fill my Instant Pot to the max line, and I'll show you the max line. Right here, it's 2/3. So I'm just going to add my water. There we go. Right at the max line. Now what I'm going to do is place my lid, make sure it is on steaming and not venting. I think I said that right. And I'm now going to hit the soup broth button, just like so. And it's going to go for 30 minutes. So now we wait. That was sealing and not venting. And so now once the on comes on, it's going to come up to pressure. As soon as it comes up to pressure, it'll count down those 30 minutes. So we wait. The Instant Pot has come down off of pressure on its own. I've been pretty busy in the kitchen, so I haven't had a chance to get back to it, but now I'm back to it. So now let's get into the next steps. I turn the Instant Pot off and then I open up the lid. You must make sure that all the steam has released, and as I see here, there was still a little bit of steam, so we wait. When opening up our Instant Pot, I make sure that I open it up away from me because the contents is still boiling. It smells amazing and it is a deep, rich color. Here is where I take a clean spoon, give it a good stir, and taste it to see if I like the flavor. So let me taste it. Would you look at this deep color? It's absolutely beautiful. If it needed more seasoning, this is where I would add it. So far, it tastes fine, so I'm gonna get it ready to jar up. My jars have been cleaned in the dishwasher. I've had hot water sitting in them. And now I'm just gonna take this hot liquid and add it to my warm jars. I have not removed my onions, and I don't plan on it. So I'm going to have some sediment as well as possibly some onions inside of my broth, and I'm okay with that. If that bothers you, strain it so that you have clear broth. I don't have a large canning ladle, but I will use what I have. The process of canning takes time and patience, and if you're going to can, just know you're going to need plenty of time and lots of patience. I'm going to fill my jars to a 1-inch headspace. Once I've done that, I take some white distilled vinegar and wipe the rims of my jars to make sure that my lids do not have an issue sealing. I put my bands on and I get them in the canner. Now just know this liquid is hot, so you're going to need to have some type of mitt to hold your jar, because if not, you're going to burn your fingers like I did. Let's put them in the canner. I was only able to make 3 quarts of onion stock. So I filled a few jars up with water. Now I'm going to get the canner ready to start processing. I'm going to place the lid on and allow it to come up to pressure. The canner has a steady flow of steam, and so now I'm counting down for 10 minutes. The 10-minute timer has gone off, so now it's time to put on the jiggler. And so now we bring the canner up to pressure and allow it to rock before we time it for 35 minutes. Now it's time to take the lid off. The timer has gone off, and take out my roasted onion stock. I only got 3 quart size jars of it, so I didn't get a lot, but that's okay. Quart size is a pretty big size. And I've already heard one of my jars so they are sealing. I have to take my time and be quiet, y'all. So when I stop talking, it's not because I don't know what I'm saying or doing. I'm just taking my time. Now I did add water because I didn't want to run an half-empty canner. a mistake I made in the past, but I've corrected that. I'm gonna move that out of the way. So far, so good. The water doesn't appear to have any siphoning. There we go. And that, folks, are my 3 roasted onion stock. So I'm gonna get my canner prepared for the second batch, and you'll see that in another video. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, do me a favor, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, share my video. I want to thank you for tuning in with me today. I hope you found this interesting and that you'll share it. And I hope to see you again in the next video. Bye for now.